Now let us talk about FSGS. It's also a nephrotic syndrome. Let's enter the glomerulus and watch FSGS, how FSGS happens. What is that? Focal, only some glomeruli are affected. Segmental, that is only part of that glomerulus is affected. Glow of the glomerulus and sclerosis scarring. Okay? So it's patchy partial scarring of glomerulus. Only some glomeruli and part of those glomeruli. Normally podocytes, they are hugging the capillaries, foot processes forming the slit diaphragm, and there is a selective filter. But what happens in FSGS, there is a podocyte injury. Primary and diffuse podocytopathy is there. Just as the MCD, minimal change disease. Podocytes are injured and they are recoverable in MCD. But in FSGS, what happens? Podocytes are injured and they die and they detach. So the visceral epithelium is getting detached. Podocytes, there is loss. Podocyte loss is there, which exceeds ability to compensate. Podocytes, they are non-dividing cells, and if lost, there is a permanent loss of that particular podocyte. Now we are inside a capillary loop where there is no podocyte covering those capillary loops. So the GBM, it gets exposed, okay? And plasma proteins, they leak massively from the capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. Now protein gets trapped in the capillary wall. GBM gets exposed, plasma protein leak massively, protein get trapped in capillary wall, capillary collapses, and ECM deposition increases. As a result, there is hyalinosis and sclerosis. This is called as segmental sclerosis, the scarring of the tissue, collagen deposition, extracellular matrix deposition. Why is it called as focal and segmental? Only some glomeruli are affected, that's why it's called as focal. And within those some glomeruli, only some loops are scarred. Only some part of that segment of that glomeruli is affected, that's why it's segmental. I did not understand this. Extracellular matrix deposition increases. Types of FSGS, primary and secondary. Primary is idiopathic, we don't know what it's called. It might be due to circulating factor damaging the podocytes or classic nephrotic syndrome. Secondary can be due to viral toxic, due to HIV, SARS-CoV-2, then heroin, sickle cell, direct podocyte injury can be there in viral toxic. In adaptive, there can be, this is very important concept. Secondary, it can reduce the nephron number, there is nephrectomy, obesity, renal disease. Remaining glomeruli, they do hypertrophy, hyperfiltration, and high pressure is there. This damages the other podocytes. Now it can be genetic also. Key genes from, key genes are NPHS1, NPHS2. NPHS1, it is responsible for forming nephrin. The 2 is for podosine. ACTN4, INF2, TRPC6, all are part of the slit diaphragm or cytoskeleton. FOL1, it is seen in African ancestry. There is increased risk of kidney disease in this particular gene, genetic composition. What is pathogenesis? There is podocyte injury. Why? There is because of these primary factors, secondary factor, and secondary factor includes 4 things: viral, adaptive, genetic, and this APOL1 gene. Okay, so there is podocyte injury, podocyte loss, GBM is exposed, where GBM without the hugging podocytes. Now there is the protein trapping and capillary collapses there. If the podocyte initially it was preventing the plasma protein entry into the Bowman's capsule, but now it is lost. So plasma protein, it will leak out and it will be trapped, and there will be collapse of the capillary. There will be ECM deposition, and there will be segmental sclerosis. Let us see the clinical features now of FSGS. Proteinuria is just like nephrotic, later subnephrotic. Proteinuria, hematuria is present. Hypertension is common. We are seeing difference from MCD. Okay. Then hypertension is common in both MCD and FSGS. GFR is reduced. Steroid response is poor, whereas in MCD steroid response was good. Then progression in this FSGS, it leads to CKD. In FSGS, what is happening? No podocyte, very much protein leakage, very much proteinuria is there, and that will lead to other nephrons will do their work. There will be hyperfiltration. There will be workload on those nephrons, and there will be chronic kidney disease. 50% develop ESRD within 10 years. End stage renal disease. It is much worse than MCD. FSGS, it is irreversible podocyte loss, patchy scarring is there, progressive kidney failure is there. Podocytes. Now we have to final visually memory हमें create करना है. Podocytes standing on capillary. Okay. Some die. Now bare areas appear and the body fills with scar. Why is FSGS irreversible but MCD reversible? क्योंकि पोडोसाइट जो है ना, उसका मल्टीप्लिकेशन करके हम नई पोडोसाइट नहीं ला सकते, क्योंकि एक बार उनमें स्कारिंग हो गई तो हो गई, परमानेंट डैमेज हो गया. व्हाट एक्जैक्टली कॉजेस स्क्लेरोसिस आफ्टर पोडोसाइट का लॉस? पोडोसाइट लॉस हो गया है, जीबीएम एक्सपोज हो जाएगा. तो जीबीएम जब एक्सपोज हो जाएगा तो वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा प्लाज्मा प्रोटीन आएंगे, जो कि कैपिलरी में बहुत ज़्यादा लीकेज हो जाएगा. कैपिलरी से एक बार देखना, ये कैपिलरी से लीकेज हो गया, प्रोटीन ट्रैप हो जाएंगे, जिससे कैपिलरी कोलैप्स हो जाएगी. और ठीक है, इसका आंसर ठीक से देखना जरूरी है. व्हाई डज हाइपरफिल्ट्रेशन लीड टू एफएसजीएस? विच ओके, जास्त वर्कलोड पडतोय त्या पर्टिक्युलर पोडोसाइट वरती. ओके, आई हैव टू सी द आंसर. आई विल जस्ट गो थ्रू इट वंस अगेन. Hypertrophy of the remaining glomeruli, hyperfiltration, high pressure, and this damages the high pressure. It damages the podocytes. ठीक है, and that leads to FSGS again. Which proteins are affected in genetic FSGS? जेनेटिक FSGS में नेफ्रिन वाला NPHS1, पोडोसिन वाला NPHS2, ये और है. और ठीक है. एंड वाई स्टेरॉइड रिस्पॉन्स पुअर इन FSGS? क्योंकि स्टेरॉइड रिस्पॉन्स MCD में डायरेक्ट इन्फ्लेमेशन कम करा रहा था. उसमें जो मेन फैक्टर कॉजिंग जो था, वेट, आई विल हैव टू नो इट्स आंसर्स. ठीक है, स्टेरॉइड्स जब इम्यून मीडिएटेड फंक्शनल इंजरी होता है लाइक MCD, तब वो काम करते हैं. सो MCD में क्या हो रहा था? इम्यून मीडिएटेड फंक्शनल इंजरी ऑफ द पोडोसाइट था वहाँ पे. वहाँ का पोडोसाइट का स्लिट डायफ्राम खराब हो रहा था, इम्यून कॉम्प्लेक्स डिपोजिशन था सब एपिथेलियल सरफेस पे. बट इन एफएसजीएस इम्यून मीडिएशन ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं. डैमेज इज स्ट्रक्चरल, पोडोसाइट लॉस हो रहा है, स्कारिंग हो रहा है, एंड इट इज नॉट जस्ट इम्यून डिसफंक्शन. सो स्टेरॉइड्स कैन ब्रिंग बैक द डेड पोडोसाइट्स एंड रिवर्स द फाइब्रोसिस. ठीक है. विच प्रोटीन्स आर अफेक्टेड इन जेनेटिक वन? सो स्लिट डायफ्राम के प्रोटीन, साइटोस्केलेटन के प्रोटीन्स और आयन चैनल. सो ऑल ऑफ देम मेंटेन द पोडोसाइट का स्ट्रक्चर एंड फिल्ट्रेशन बैरियर. तो वो खराब हो जाएगा, ऑटोमेटिकली एफएसजीएस होना जरूरी है. व्हाई डज हाइपरफिल्ट्रेशन लीड टू एफएसजीएस? व्हेन नेफ्रॉन नंबर कम है, नेफ्रेक्टोमी, ओबेसिटी में, तो रिमेनिंग नेफ्रॉन्स पे ब्लड फ्लो ज़्यादा है, प्रेशर ज़्यादा है, प्रेशर ज़्यादा है, तो एपिथेलियल और एंडोथेलियल पे इंजरी हो जाएगा. एज अ रिजल्ट पोडोसाइट्स गेट स्ट्रेच्ड एंड दे गेट डिटैच्ड और दैट लीड्स टू एफएसजीएस. सो हाइपरफिल्ट्रेशन मैकेनिकल स्ट्रेस कर देता है और पोडोसाइट का लॉस हो जाता है. व्हाट कॉजेस स्क्लेरोसिस आफ्टर? आई वाज नॉट एबल टू आंसर दिस. पोडोसाइट का लॉस हो गया, जीबीएम एक्सपोज हो गया, अब परमेबिलिटी बढ़ गई, प्रोटीन लीकेज बढ़ गया, प्लाज्मा प्रोटीन्स गेट ट्रैप्ड, इट कॉजेस हाइलिनोसिस. ठीक है. कैपिलरी कोलैप्स हो रहा है, मेसेंजर एक्टिवेशन हो रहा है, ईसीएम का डिपोजिशन हो रहा है. सो देयर इज फाइनल सेगमेंटल स्क्लेरोसिस. वाइज एफएसजीएस इरिवर्सिबल बट एमसीडी रिवर्सिबल? पहले तो एमसीडी पोडोसाइट्स का जो है ना ओनली फंक्शनल इंजरी है, फूड प्रोसेस इफेसमेंट हो जाता है. पोडोसाइट्स आर इंजर्ड बट स्टिल प्रेजेंट, वहाँ पे प्रेजेंट है, कैन रिकवर. लेकिन एफएसजीएस में स्ट्रक्चरल लॉस पूरा मतलब जा ही रहा है, खराब हो रहा है, पोडोसाइट लॉस हो रहा है, चले जा रहा है, पोडोसाइट और लॉस्ट, डिटैच्ड, डाइड. So GBM becomes denuded and no cells left to repair and permanent damage and sclerosis occurs. Now let us see page 3 and 4 decode. अभी तक जितना पढ़ा वो तो अभी हमें बुक से देखना पड़ेगा. So what is focal segmental glomerulosclerosis? Both primary secondary forms is most common cause of nephrotic syndrome in adults in United States. हमने देखा था FSGS दोनों adult और दोनों में होता है, particularly in individuals of Hispanic and African descent. The disease is characterized by primary and diffuse podocytopathy and therefore can be considered in the same spectrum as minimal change disease. In contrast to minimal change disease, primary FSGS, as the name implies, is characterized by sclerosis of only a portion of the capillary tuft of In contrast to MCD, primary FSGS, as the name implies, is characterized by sclerosis of only a portion of the capillary tuft of only a subset of glomeruli. Primary FSGS typically manifests clinically by acute or subacute onset of nephrotic syndrome, but in later stages may be associated with subnephrotic proteinuria. Typically manifests clinically by acute or subacute onset of nephrotic syndrome, but later associated with subnephrotic proteinuria. Hypertension, microscopic hematuria, and some degree of azotemia are commonly present when disease is first recognized clinically. Microscopic hematuria, some degree of azotemia. ठीक है. क्लासिफिकेशन एंड टाइप्स देखना है. नाउ देयर इज types of FSGS result of podocyte loss in the following settings, each of which is discussed. Okay, primary or idiopathic, primary diffuse podocytopathy, viral infections and other toxic injuries, podocyte loss in setting of viral infection like HIV, COVID, COV2, heroin addiction, heroin nephropathy, sickle cell disease, toxic podocyte injury करते हैं, और other forms of direct toxic podocyte injury. Adaptive changes, podocyte damage is due to adaptive responses to high body mass index, loss of renal tissue after nephrectomy, unilateral renal agenesis, renal dysplasia or reflux nephropathy, or in advanced stages of any other renal disorder with significant nephron loss. इसमें as an adaptive change वो खराब हो जाता है. Inherited forms of FSGS which are uncommon are associated with mutation in the slit diaphragm and actin cytoskeleton related protein. High risk of APOL1 alleles following podocyte loss in patients carrying certain ये वाले alleles. Secondary में क्या है? Primary देखा. Secondary में as a secondary event reflecting scarring and nephron dropout in cases of focal glomerulonephritis in immunoglobulin A nephropathy, ANC associated vasculitis. ठीक है. So called idiopathic FSGS, a form of primary podocytopathy, accounts for 10%. Okay. Clinical signs differ from those of minimal change disease in following aspects. There is higher incidence of hematuria, reduced GFR and hypertension. Proteinuria is more often non-selective, मतलब albumin भी जा रहा है, globulin भी जा रहा है. So response to corticosteroid therapy is poor, and there is progression to chronic kidney disease with at least 50% of patients developing ESKD within 10 years. Pathogenesis of primary FSGS we will see. Now we'll see pathogenesis of primary focal segmental glomerulosclerosis. It is marked by same characteristic diffuse podocyte injury that is seen in minimal change disease, diffuse podocytopathy. However, in primary FSGS, podocytopathy leads to degree of podocyte loss that exceeds the ability of the surviving podocytes to compensate. Initiating mechanisms likely involves undefined circulating factors and genetically determined defects affecting components of the slit diaphragm. Once areas of the tuft are devoid of covering podocyte, hyalinosis and sclerosis ensue, stemming from entrapment of high molecular weight plasma proteins in hyperpermeable foci, capillary collapse and increased ECM deposition. Recurrence of massive proteinuria after transplantation, sometimes within 24 hours, with subsequent progression to overt lesions of FSGS. Recapitulating the disease in native kidneys points to persistence of the causative circulating factor in some patients. Discovery of genetic basis for some cases of FSGS and other causes of nephrotic syndrome has improved the understanding of pathogenesis of proteinuria and nephrotic syndrome and has provided new methods for diagnosis and prognosis. Inherited forms of FSGS may be associated with NPHS1 gene, then 2 that codes for podocin, 1 codes for nephrine, and then there is congenital nephrotic syndrome of Finnish type. Then there is steroid-resistant nephrotic syndrome of childhood onset. Mutation of a gene encoding podocyte actin binding protein alpha-actinin and inverted formin. There is autosomal dominant FSGS. Mutation in the gene coding have been found in some families with adult onset FSGS. And now we have to see the FSGS associated with high risk alleles of APOL1, that's in the African countries. And FSGS in setting of adaptive changes we have seen. Adaptive forms of FSGS occur as complication of glomerular and non-glomerular diseases, leading to structural or functional reduction in the renal tissue. Particularly striking examples in which this occurs are reflux nephropathy and unilateral renal agenesis. These may lead to progressive glomerulosclerosis and renal failure. Glomerulosclerosis seems to be initiated by the adaptive change that occurs in the relatively unaffected glomeruli of diseased kidneys. Such mechanism is suggested by experiments in rats to subjected subtotal nephrectomy. Compensatory hypertrophy of the remaining glomeruli initially maintains renal function in these animals, but proteinuria and segmented glomerulosclerosis soon develop, eventually leading to diffuse global glomerulosclerosis and uremia. The glomerular hypertrophy is associated with hemodynamic changes, including increase in glomerular blood flow, filtration, and transcapillary pressure, glomerular hypertension, and often with systemic hypertension. A similar mechanism underlies the development of hypertrophy. FSGS is in obese individuals with relative insufficiency of nephron mass compared to body mass, obesity-related FSGS. Sequence of events in the 20.12, like there is starting from focal segmental glomerulosclerosis associated with loss of renal mass, adaptive changes in glomerular hypertrophy and glomerular capillary hypertension, as well as systemic hypertension cause epithelial and endothelial injury that culminate in progressive glomerulosclerosis. Okay, there is reduction in the renal mass, glomerular hypertrophy will occur, intraglomerular hypertension will be there, then systemic hypertension can be there, which can lead to epithelial and endothelial injury, and that will lead to proteinuria, and this will lead to what? Intraglomerular coagulation, GBM disruption, mesangial proliferation, macrophage recruitment, and ECM deposition and podocyte loss completely, and there will be glomerulosclerosis. Again, there will be reduction in cell mass. Okay. So that is thought to lead to sclerosis in this setting, entails endothelial and podocyte injury, podocytes loss leading to segments of GBM, denuded of overlying food processes, and consequent increased glomerular permeability to protein, similar to process seen in primary FSGS, and accumulation of proteins in the mesangial matrix. This is followed by proliferation of mesangial cells, infiltration by macrophages, increased accumulation of ECM and segmental, and eventually global sclerosis of glomeruli with increasing reduction in nephron mass and ongoing compensatory changes. A vicious cycle of continuing glomerulosclerosis sets in. Other than the elimination of identifiable causes of podocyte injury, the most successful intervention to interrupt these mechanisms of progressive glomerulosclerosis involve treatment with inhibitors of renin-angiotensin system, which not only reduce intraglomerular hypertension but also have direct effect on each of the mechanisms identified earlier. Importantly, these agents have been shown to ameliorate progression of sclerosis in both animal and human studies. FSGS and HIV associated and COVID-19 associated nephropathy. We have to see HIV infection can directly or indirectly cause several renal complications, including acute renal failure or acute interstitial nephritis induced by drugs or infection, thrombotic microangiopathies, post-infectious glomerulonephritis, and most commonly a severe form of collapsing variant of FSGS termed HIV-associated nephropathy. Similar form of collapsing glomerulopathy has also been reported in patients with COVID-19. Both diseases are seen more frequently in people of African ancestry than individuals of European descent, likely due to higher prevalence of high-risk APOL1 alleles in those African descent. With advent of antiretroviral therapy for HIV infection and widespread vaccination for COVID-19, incidence of these disorders have fallen sharply. So, associated with high-risk alleles of APOL1 is important. In 2010, it was discovered that two sequence variants, G1, G2 risk alleles in the apolipoprotein L1 gene, are strongly associated with an increased risk of chronic kidney disease and renal failure in individuals in African descent. Although the mechanism underlying the association are not completely understood, these sequence variants are remarkable because they appear to convey resistance to trypanosome infection, creating a selective pressure that explains their high prevalence in individuals of African descent. One recent line of evidence suggests a pathogenic role of increased APOL1 expression in podocyte cell death. Achha. So by light microscopy, focal and segmental lesions may involve only a minority of the glomeruli. 20.13 ka A. So this is the A wala diagram. Focal segmental glomerulonephrosis passed in. Segmental sclerosis involves the upper half of both the glomeruli. Segmental sclerosis, this part of segment of the glomerulus. Now this shows the high power view showing high line insulation where there is arrow. This is high line insulation, and lipid, small vacuoles in sclerotic area. And there is vacuole. Okay, lipid is there. Okay. So yeah. And involve minority and may be missed if the biopsy specimen contains a smaller number of glomeruli. In sclerotic segments, there is collapse of capillary loops, increase in matrix deposition, and segmental entrapment of plasma proteins along the capillary wall, hyalinosis, which may become so pronounced as to occlude the capillary lumens. Lipid droplets and foamy macrophages are often present. Okay, we saw that. Glomeruli that do not show segmental lesions usually appear normal by light microscopy but may show increased mesangial matrix. By electron microscopy, both sclerotic and non-sclerotic areas show effacement of food processes, which is diffuse in primary form of FSGS during acute nephrotic syndrome. And there may also be focal detachment of the epithelial cells and denudation of the underlying GBM. By immunofluorescence microscopy, IgM-C3 may be present in the sclerotic areas. In addition to focal sclerosis, there may be pronounced hyalinosis, thickening of efferent arterioles, particularly in those forms associated with primary vascular injury. With progression of the disease, increased numbers of glomeruli become involved, and sclerosis spreads within each glomerulus as more podocytes are lost. In time, this leads to total global sclerosis of glomeruli with pronounced tubular atrophy and interstitial fibrosis. A morphologic variant of FSGS called collapsing glomerulopathy is characterized by retraction and or collapse of the entire glomerular tuft with or without additional FSGS lesions of the type described earlier. This is collapsing glomerulopathy, visible at the retraction of the glomerular tuft. The arrows, okay, retraction of the glomerular tuft. These arrows we can see. This particular thing is the retraction of the glomerular tuft. There is proliferation and swelling of the visceral epithelium. Okay. There is proliferation and swelling of visceral epithelium, that is podocytes. And there is prominent accumulation of intracellular protein absorption droplets in the visceral epithelial cells. These were arrows, okay, these were arrowheads and these are double arrows, okay. So the only arrowheads, they are the accumulation of intracellular protein absorption droplets in visceral epithelium. जो पोडोसाइट्स है उनके अंदर वहाँ पे जो ये दिख रहा है ना, it is a protein accumulation, and the arrow is the visible retraction of the glomerular tuft it is, and double arrows they are the swelling and proliferation, narrowing of capillary lumen. ठीक है. और क्या है ये कोलैप्सिंग नेफ्रोग्लोमेरुलोपैथी इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय रिट्रैक्शन कोलैप्स ऑफ एंटायर glomerular duct with or additional with or without additional FSGS lesions of the type described earlier. Variant of FSGS is result of accelerated and abundant podocyte loss followed by capillary collapse, activation proliferation of parietal epithelial cells which will eventually migrate onto denuded segments of tuft. Collapsing glomerulopathy can be seen in patients with high risk APOL1 alleles in those with vaso-occlusive disease and renal infarction. As a feature of drug-induced podocyte injury, example pamidronate, and as the most characteristic lesion of HIV-associated nephropathy and COVID-19-associated nephropathy, Coban and Hyvan. Collapsing glomerulopathy is typically associated with prominent tubular injury with formation of microcysts containing stagnant protein cast and protein and prominent interstitial inflammation. It has a particularly poor prognosis. Other features of HIV-AN and Coban include striking focal cystic dilation of tubule segments which are filled with proteinaceous material often accompanied by tubulo, interstitial inflammation and fibrosis, and tubulo-reticular inclusion within endothelial cells detected by electron microscopy. Such inclusions have been shown to be modifications of endoplasmic reticulum induced by high levels of type I interferons which are seen in these disorders. They are not usually present in idiopathic FSGS and therefore may have diagnostic value. ठीक है, अब देखना है मुझे these are Pollman associated FSGS within African ancestry. HIV associated collapsing glomerulopathy is there, severe podocyte loss, rapid progression, poor prognosis, and morphology we saw light microscopy only some glomeruli are affected focal, and only part of the glomerulus of those some glomeruli are affected, that is segmental, and that's why biopsy can be basic क्योंकि कुछ ही glomeruli है, biopsy में दूसरे glomeruli आ गए तो वो नहीं दिख पाएगा. Inside the affected segment there is capillary loop collapse, matrix deposition बढ़ गया, hyalinosis से protein trap हो गया, foam cells से lipid laden macrophages है, ठीक है. One corner of glomerulus is scarred and rest looks normal, ठीक है. Electron microscopy में foot process effacement है just like MCD, but here podocyte detachment हो गया, GBP it has become exposed. Immunofluorescence में क्या दिख रहा है वो देखो. Disease progression कैसे हो रहा है, पहले focal segmental lesions है, with time more glomeruli affected, more segments हो रहे हैं, बाद में global glomerular sclerosis होगा, tubular atrophy, interstitial fibrosis, और collapsing glomerulopathy में क्या है, entire glomerular tuft it collapses, massive podocyte loss and parietal epithelial cells it proliferate, so it looks like a shrunken collapsed glomerulus. Its associations are with all these things. Then prognosis with worst type of FSGS. Clinical features we have to see proteinuria is severe, steroid response is variable or poor, rapid progression in some, 20% of those cases they have massive proteinuria and renal failure within 2 years. ठीक है. Final integration starts with podocyte injury, then podocyte loss, then segmental scarring and more nephron loss. There is global sclerosis which leads to end-stage renal disease. ठीक है. Why can biopsy miss? ठीक है. Why is IgM seen in immunofluorescence in FSGS? What converts focal to global? More glomeruli involved. Why is collapsing variant severe? सारे के सारे कोलैप्स हो रहे हैं, सीवियर क्यों है ये देखना है. बिकॉज एंटायर ग्लोमेरुलर टफ कोलैप्स हो रहा है, मैसिव पोडोसाइट का लॉस है, पैराइटल इतना ज्यादा प्रोटीन यूरिया हो रहा है, पैराइटल एपिथेलियम प्रोलिफरेट होते हैं. ठीक है, फिर भी इसका आंसर देखो. व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ हाइपरफिल्ट्रेशन इन प्रोग्रेशन. फोकल मध्ये काही ग्लोमेरुला असतात, सेगमेंटल मध्ये त्या काही ग्लोमेरुलाचा एक पार्ट असतो, ओनली पार्ट ऑफ द ग्लोमेरुलस इन्वॉल्व. इफ द बायोप्सी सॅम्पल हॅज फ्यू ग्लोमेरुला और अनअफेक्टेड वन्स देन द डिसीज इज मिस्ड. बाय आयजीएम का बघू शकतो आपण इम्युनोफ्लोरेसेन्स टेस्ट मध्ये, कारण की हे इट इज नॉट एन इम्यून कॉम्प्लेक्स डिसीज. इट्स मेकॅनिझम इज बाय जीबीएम that becomes leaky due to podocyte loss. Then there are plasma proteins leakage होतं, and plasma protein including immunoglobulins also, so they get trapped in the sclerotic areas where there is sclerosis happening, collagen deposition occurring. So IgM is passive trapping, it's not the deposition. What converts focal to global? We saw initial podocyte loss हो गया, segmental sclerosis हो गया, more podocyte loss हो रहा है, तो more segments involved होंगे, entire ऐसे करके पूरा glomerulus scarred हो जाएगा और end stage में global glomerular sclerosis हो जाएगा, and there is tubular atrophy and interstitial fibrosis. तो guys collapsing variant इतना severe क्यों है, क्योंकि उसमें सारा जो glomerular tuft है वो क्या हो रहा है, कोलैप्स हो रहा है, massive podocyte loss हो जाता है, entire capillary tuft कोलैप्स हो जाता है, उसमें deposition हो जाता है और parietal cell proliferate हो जाते हैं, जिससे कि rapid loss of filtration है, severe proteinuria है, fast progression to renal failure, and it is seen in HIV, COVID, and it has poor prognosis. Role of hyperfiltration in progression. नेफ्रॉन लॉस हो रहे हैं तो बचे हुए नेफ्रॉन से वो ओवरवर्क करेंगे, उनमें प्रेशर बढ़ जाएगा, उन पे मैकेनिकल स्ट्रेस होगा, पोडोसाइट डिटैच हो जाएंगे. It starts the same cascade, protein leak and sclerosis. So hyperfiltration is driver of the progression. ठीक है. अब नेक्स्ट चीज क्या देखनी है.